Hi, Aries. How are you? This is Mary Ellen. Hey, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage Soul Tarot. I am on the road, as most of you know. If you're new, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here, and welcome back to all of the regular subscribers and viewers. Thank you so much for all the gorgeous messages and well wishes about my travel. I am accepting donations if you want to help with expenses. My guys are talking about the gas money, stuff like that. So if you don't know, I am in the process of driving to Silver City, New Mexico for a shamanic spiritual retreat that is happening there. And where am I now? I left 2 days ago. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. I'm driving down to Missouri today, and I'm going to spend the night in Springfield. I don't know, I think I got about 1,000 miles to go. Something like that. Not bad, but it's been beautiful. I've had great weather. So Aries, it's your full moon, and the cards are showing it. We see the moon card there. This is the theme that my guides want to speak about. And there's you. That's the Four of Wands, Aries, in this deck. So, thinking about your future, thinking about your past. You've got a lot of abundance. We see you with this water vessel sitting in front of what looks like a lake or a pond. Flowers in your hair. Dressed in your passion, you got the blue shoes on, your walk is being transformed, Aries, and you're taking stock of, I think, everything it took to get you to this Four of Wands placement, my guides are saying. So, the fours are about restive introspection, right? So when we see Four of Wands and people associate that with marriage and celebration and twin flame and soulmate and all that stuff, yeah, but you know what you're thinking about is yourself and your life, as you should on your full moon. So Aries, go straight for it. You've got a lot of support from the universe. So it is a time to celebrate. It's definitely a time to have your lunar return celebration. And I think that's why it's this way. So whatever it is that you can imagine. Ooh, all right. Well, thank you, Spirit. Right? The moon card in this deck, Celtic Wisdom Tarot, is the imaginer of harmony. So you can approach it in a couple of ways. My guys always say you can take the Piscean approach, which is get on the sacred salmon of wisdom and dive deep into that body of water, or climb in that boat, put your hands on the oars, and literally be transported to any place that you can imagine that brings harmony, peace to your inner being, peace to the things you're trying to achieve. My guides are talking about peace to the world, peace to your heart, things like that. And there you are. That's literally what you're meant to be doing, my guides are saying. So this week especially, take some time for yourself. Be loving and kind. Let yourself have the sacred daydream. Be in this position, my guides are saying, become restive, become joyful, enjoy your passion, dress in your passion, and put the new shoes on, the blue shoes, and figure out what you can imagine and transform yourself. And even if it's something very simple, my guides are talking about, go buy a pair of shoes. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but make a symbolic gesture. So this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I always consult. Look, ooh, Spirit, you'll make me cry. I'm an Aries rising, for those of you that don't know. The Andean Cross. I think that's the second card in the deck. Very powerful. It's about going through into the sacred realm, using the four directions as your guide, and going through the heart and soul of the portal into a sacred place for a journey. And matched with that, it's incredibly gorgeous, okay? So thank you, Spirit. As you can tell, I'm kind of doing a makeshift setup here to see what works. Anyway, let's see if we can move the camera a little bit. Or maybe we can move this forward. Hang on. There we go. All right, so let's take a look, Aries. You know what? All right, so that's you. Let's take a look at what the spirits have to tell us about your partner, because when you're going through this kind of energy, no pun intended, going through the Andean Cross to meet the ancient ones and to be literally in touch and in part of, in a spiritual way, the universe, the actions and the emotions and the intentions and the destiny of the Andean Cross, it's going to affect your partner. Even if it's just that, they feel it, they see this happening, it does impact them. Spirit, please give us just a little bit of a notion about the beautiful partner of Aries. Look, they also going through some kind of a completion. Look at that. We see the 4 directions again. So something is occurring in both of your lives. And remember, think widely about these readings like all readers say, okay? Everything, all of those notions apply here. This could go vice versa. It could be a family member. This could be about your job. This could be about someone you're creating something with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lover, my guides say, but someone that's impacting you, that's in your sphere. So you are both going into the deep, very clearly, the Indian cross and the notion of completion. So let's grab something quickly from the Journey of Love, one for each of you, and then we're going to dive into your reading, and we're going to take a look at your sacred partner, okay? And we'll see what we get. Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing I forgot to get the cards. I had all my cards packed in a box. I forgot to get the little golden tarot. So let me pull these out, and I'll run over and get them, okay? Hang on one second. Spirit, give us something, please, from the Journey of Love for beautiful Aries about their love efforts. Look, can't make this stuff up. She is the moon. Okay, Aries. Oh, how sweet. So, if you look at that, it's really about the depth of the sweetness of the moment. Allow yourself to be soft. Wrap yourself in the moonlight this week. I know the full moon was a couple days ago. My guides are saying, doesn't matter. Just understand the energy for yourself and give yourself the gift, okay, of just being in this moonlight with everything that it's meant to bring to you. Go deeply inward through the Indian cross. And look what your partner got, the Temple. Look at that. There's another card in this deck that's about towering magnificence, and they look much the same. But, so your partner going through something similar in their own way. I love it. So, the two of you having a sacred moment, I think, together. Golly. You know what? It's inspiring me to do. I never thought about because I never really had the need, as I'm going to have to buy some little card holders, I think. So just forgive me just for a moment. I'm going to scoot over here and get the little golden tarot deck out of my box. What did I do with it? There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. You should see my card gang. Jeez. Packed to the gills. But I am having fun. And it's the perfect thing for me as an Aries rising to go and have this fabulous adventure. It's been a long time coming. All right, Spirit. Let's just get there we go, quick notion about what's going on with your partner. Well, that's interesting. Look, 4 of Wands. So they are also in the midst of having some restive celebration, my guides are saying. But they, however, are experiencing some anxiety. Something's going on. I think they're going through a process. So when we see it come out this way, it's not that they're having anxiety about this. It's just both things are true. And perhaps, in a sense, this is a goal for them. So I think they've experienced some anxiety about something. We'll find out what that is. And the fact that they're in the temple, I like that. They're taking it to the spiritual realm like you are. And maybe it's because they're ending a cycle. Maybe they went through some anxiety, in their lives. All totally normal, all perfectly fine, my guides are saying. So let's see if we can put this over here. Let's see what will happen if I can stand these up. Maybe. A literal house of cards today, huh? All right, so that's them. We'll dive deeper into that. Let's take a look for you, Aries, okay? So, you know what? Look at that. King of Cups. So this is the Pathfinder in this deck. He has sacred vision. He's highly activated at the heart chakra. He's a warrior in a sense. His spear is mystical, and it can literally clear away obstacles. So his job is to find the pathway forward for love energy in your life, in his life, in life in general. And we see the beautiful raven there, the mystical bird. Look at the sun, look at the Aries energy in this card. So it's a beautiful combination. I think over the next week or so, or as this full moon, the energy of the full moon affects you and goes forward, many will tell you for 6 months, your human life is meant to be activated in this way, right? Become the pathfinder. Figure out what it is that you are wanting to manifest and go straight for that. And that's what this is about. What is it that you can daydream about, that you can imagine? Okay? Go for it. Treat yourself, my guides are saying, treat yourself. Let yourself have that kind of sacred imagination. And look, I'm right next to the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, sacred couple. So some of you obviously coupling up in a very sacred way, but because of, we see the Andean cross here, okay, and the moon card twice, like that. I hope that goes in the camera okay. You know what? I think many of you are initiating a sacred journey of some kind, and you are going to have internal, restive, my guides are using the word peace and tranquility. So we see the King and Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands. People call that the marriage card on some level. Yeah, so celebrate yourself. Celebrate the journey that you're having. Allow yourself to whatever it is you've been wanting to manifest or initiate, this is the time to do it, because you have your full moon right in the center of your life, in a sense, energetically. So go straight for it. My guides are saying there is some desire within you, and it's time to activate it. That's why they're showing you this with the blue shoots of transformation. So go for it, okay? Don't hesitate. Take a risk. I mean, look at the crazy town thing that I'm doing. I don't care. I'm going because it's what I want. Sorry, had to get a little coffee. All right, so let's see. I like that this follows. That's the renewer. I love this card. So this is about the sacred cauldron of healing. It's a very auspicious card. The renewer of growth is about becoming, in a certain way, it's another stage, my guides are saying, of spiritual initiation. But it's massively about healing. And so when we see this King and Queen of Cups, the Judgment of Skill, and the Moon card twice with the Andean Cross, something very sacred is going on in your life. Yeah, a lot of you are going to get into a beautiful bonded love relationship. Absolutely, the indications are here. There's a lot of healing that's going to happen for your being on a human level if you allow it in. So I think part of the message is coming through for me as a reader is imagine the best. Okay, my guys just said option. So the best options for yourself, I was going to say the best self that you could muster out of your own life, right? Coming up out of your own life. And go for that. Because when we see, I'm just going to move this a little bit. When we see these cards arrayed like that, I know that something massive is going on inside your being. There's some desire that you have because the Queen of Cups in this deck sits enthroned in the triple spiral, right? Of change and life, birth, death, decay, regeneration, rebirth. My guys just said germinate. Germinating. Yeah. So it's a time when you can really find a path forward, change your life. So make sure you use your male and female energies together in a yin-yang kind of way, and allow your desires, because she's sitting right next to the fire. He's kind of standing in the fire. She's in her throne, and she's got her hand open, ready to create and receive, and that's what she does best. Highly creative as an individual. And so when you take these actions to step into your life with both your male and female half, it will bring to you a massive healing. It's just what's going to happen because you're going to be activating yourself and your own spiritual imperative. And if you are in these days dreaming about a lover, dreaming about a true love, or somebody has stepped forward, Four of Wands. It almost looks like this woman is contemplating the conflict, the challenges, etc., but in a very restive, fertile, abundant way. There's no real conflict. There's just thoughts about the past and the future, and maybe how conflict has come forward. But it's in a place of celebration. It's a very interesting depiction of this Four of Wands card. I really like it. So know that it may be that you've just manifested somebody into your life in this way, a very highly ordered partner, and that partnership, as those kinds of partnerships always do, it does bring healing to you. It brings a lot of love, a lot of joy, and a lot of healing. And for you, Aries, as if you're not already, this is the bridge card, right? That which connects your human life to your spiritual cycle, the cycle of your soul. That's the Hermit. You're going to go deep inward. And you see how it's sitting next to this? It's going to be a really beautiful week over the next week. And my guides keep reminding me, no, it's not really just it's the whole month coming forward. And 6 months after that, the sphere of time that the full moon does affect. So the Hermit in this deck is the counselor of truth, right? It's about somebody who goes off into the woods by themselves like a hermit would, right? There's the cloak. This person, depicted as a male figure with this gray beard and bald head, showing that they've come into being a great wisdom holder. So in this deck, the counselor of truth is that person that people would go to for advice, right? A seer, in a sense. So you're becoming the counselor of truth, a touchstone of truth in your own life, having to do with these issues. That's what the next 6 months is for you, beautiful Aries. And look, and there we see the depiction of reincarnation, right? That's the Nine of Pentacles. Wish fulfillment. And in this deck, we're talking about mythology. So we see this person who's transforming inside of a single lifetime, many transformations. And eventually what happened was they did become a very great wisdom holder, and the elk is there to signify having stamina for the long, long journey. It's a beautiful depiction. I love the sun in this card. Lately I'm becoming very appreciative of how my guides use the cards to illustrate the message they want to speak about. So, we're talking to Aries and we're seeing all these indications of fire energy and all that happy stuff. So, Aries, it's a beautiful, dreamy time. Trust yourself. You know what you want. You know what you want to create. Go straight for it, okay? Let me see if I can move this a little bit. That's a little better. Okay. Not a surprise. Okay. The Sacred Initiate in the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck. That's the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. So in this deck, we see the goddess of sacrifice bestowing the amulet on the initiate, who accepts the sacred energy, jumps blindfolded into the void, in a sense. See how this hand is open? Right? That hand receives the energy. There's something very sacred going on with your energy. And the guides are letting you know, and in a sense asking you to become the sacred initiate, because that's the moment that you're in, okay? With this moon, literally going through a portal, of course, always true, but because of where we're at astrologically, with, I've been saying it for months, Pluto, Saturn, that's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so what they're talking about is, for everybody in these days, follow the energy. That's the Strength card. So a major arcana card, a major arcana card, a major arcana card, a major arcana card, and a major arcana card. That's how much power and strength is in this reading for you. So that's the Strength card. In this deck, it's about follow the energy. See the little rabbit running on the vine? That's the sacred goddess, Boudica. Look her up online. She's got an incredible story. She rose an insurrection against the Roman army. She was a druid. She won. And the way she did it was she followed the energy as in a divinatory way. So lots of power, Aries. Lots of power. use your power, use your firepower, use this moment of the Andean cross and the Aries full moon to go straight into your destiny, whatever you can imagine. And yeah, I like this. Look, Halloween's coming up soon. What's the date today? I think it's the 15th. There we go. That's a little Halloween tradition. That's the Seven of Pentacles. So it's, again, do you see the full moon? Given the times we're in, I think the message you're getting is use this full moon to bring things to completion and fruition for yourself in a spiritual way, okay? Because the powers that are at work in these times are going to test all of us. So this, oh, I see, you can't see that now. Well, so much for the hotel room stuff. I'll put it right there. Okay, so the end of the story for you, Aries, this is about a young man. He had to go out and take part in a sacred tradition about touching a corpse, putting a rope around a corpse. So a little scary, a little ghoulish, but he had a vision. And he saw something horrible happening. He went deep into the spiritual realm. Let me see if I can move that up so you can see those cards again. So he went through the Andean cross, in a sense, and he met a banshee. He went to the world of the fairies. He got some help. The fairy woman said, well, you can prevent that tragedy. We got to go sound the warning. And he did. And then he went back to the underworld, married the fairy, and stayed there forever. So we are talking about self-transformation in all these ways. So yeah, definitely go straight into the mystical realm in your own life. Step out into some adventure, because this is a time when you can really grow your garden, your spiritual garden, your love garden clearly, okay? Very clearly your love garden, my guides are saying. And have an adventure, Aries. You love adventure almost more than anything else, don't you? So go straight forward. Go straight into your energy in these times, okay? Let's see if I can move that up. I'm learning to be very creative while I'm out on my big adventure, and I'm thankful to my guides that they're showing it this way. So yeah, go have your big adventure, okay? The time is here, definitely. All right, look, Eight of Pentacles. So your sweetheart is working real hard on their own temple. They are working to come into some kind of completion. Let's see if I can move this over. Every morning it's going to be a little bit of an adventure for me in these various hotel rooms trying to figure out how to get their readings done. So that was part of my commitment. I thought, you know what, I don't want to suspend the readings because there's a lot of energy going on for me and I just want to make use of it. So your sweetie, Nine of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Let's see what's going on with them. Yeah. See, okay. Woo! All right. Thank you, Spirit. There we go. So, Three of Pentacles, Four of Wands. They're working on building something. And because they're in this process of completion as well, they are taking a very spiritual approach. And I think that they're giving their anxiety to the universe, and they're just asking for help, and they're working really hard. Whatever this is about, this is their inside, this is their outside, my guides are saying. That's interesting. So they're having a little bit of a struggle. They are bringing it to the spiritual realm, which is good news. The fact that you both have the Four of Wands, see, that's that card. Close in, see this completion here? So there's a lot of love between the two of you, very clearly. And again, it could be somebody that you're working on a creative process with. So just stay with it. You are trying to build something, okay? Your partner's consulting the spirits and the guides and the benefactors or whatever. There they are, building the temple, shining a light on the plans together with the universe, asking for whatever assistance they need. That's the temple they're building, I think. You see the temple, and Four of Wands. They're working on building this bond together with you. And probably because of some of the differences between you, it's causing some distress or, while they complete themselves in their own spiritual process. They're having some anxiety. And it's not an insignificant amount, but they're working on it. They're not sinking into it. So actually, whoever this is, they're very strong and self-reliant, which is good. We all have anxiety sometimes. So Six of Cups, right? That's why they're building the temple with you, right? It's a very sweet connection, very tender, very nostalgic. Might be somebody that you knew in your past, might be past life connection, all those things that people say about Six of Cups. But the overarching thing that my guides are stressing is the tenderness of the connection, which is lovely. So congratulations. And look at that, Page of Wands. So this person definitely feeling very tender and passionate towards you. This really might be a very new connection for some of you, or because your partner's going through a completion in a very spiritual way in their work. They may have a lot of things to tell you that you don't know about them. And maybe what they're working on is becoming able to share themselves with you, and to, my guys are saying they might be shy when we see these two together. So it might be somebody who's, okay, I want you to just see how the peekers are coming out of the deck. Just like you were going through a process, and I know I say this all the time, but it's true, make sure you love and support each other. That's why I do the readings this way, so that you can understand yourself and the center of your being and how it is affected by and affects your love relationship in these days that we're sailing into. That's, those of us that are lucky enough to have this kind of sacred partnership, the work we do in the partnership is as equally important as the work we do at work, in our work life, okay? Because we have the opportunity to bring forward the love energy upon which Pluto and Saturn in conjunction will begin to build the new structure that's coming forward. So understand the sanctified way the love relationship works in your life in these days. So here's what's going on. Your partner working, and they're going to while they're doing their work, things are going to pop up for them, and they're just going to need to communicate it to you, okay? And they want to do it in a very tender way. They would like you to be very tender and supportive of them, I believe, because there are burdens that they're carrying. That's why the Nine of Swords is here. So, there's something that they're working on, and they are. See the completion card? Thank you, Spirit. So hang on a second. What do you see? What's here? Okay. They are working on completing a cycle. That's the card of completion. Okay. The next thing that comes is the Tower card. So they are working really hard to finish something. And they're doing it with a spiritual imperative, because we see the Temple there. And the purpose of it for them is that they have this mental clarity that it's time for them. You know what? I'm going to come over here. Time for them, Ace of Swords, to get real clarity. That's what they want. So this completion that brought this is how they're going through it, okay? They're bringing an ending. They're bringing a Tower moment, because this, putting the wands down, that is the Tower moment. And it brings them to their completion, and thank goodness, because just look. So that's the end of the reading for them. So we have the Empress, the Ace of Swords, and look, rebirth. So don't you worry about it, okay? You just give your sweetheart a hug and a kiss. They're going through their rebirth process, and then they are going to be free to build a life with you and a life for themselves. And as I always say, you have to be standing in the center of your own life. Most important, know thyself, right? Know who you are, know what you are, know where you want to go. Then look for a partner. So, Aries, if I were you, I'd be rejoicing. All right, there's 2 more cards peeking out here. See that? I'm just going to pull them, and we're going to pull from the bag of runes. Look. So, Aries, don't have any worries about your sweetheart. Do touch in with them, support their process of healing. You don't need to know all of it. You don't need to know all the details, but you do need to let them know that you're there for them and that you have the best intentions, because they certainly have the best intentions with and for and toward you, Aries. Don't shrink back from this person while they're going through what might look a little messy, okay? Love this person. They're awesome in some way. Because, if you can have this kind of an ending and come straight back to this, and in the next moment, look at this. astounding process. So, thank you for your patience. Let's get something from the bag of runes, okay? And see what you kids... I'm going to ask my guides for a message for both of you. Hang on, I got to get a sip of coffee. Okay, Spirit, please give us whatever notions is going to help beautiful Aries and their partner. Aries, you're clearly going on an adventure. It's an adventure with the self. Do you see this? An adventure with the self? Primarily. And it looks like you have someone really beautiful accompanying you while you go on your own adventure of self-rediscovery. You're following some energy. Something new is coming forward because you're going through the Sandy Cross. Gorgeous. All right, Spirit, please, what is the message for beautiful Aries and their sweetheart? There it is. Oh, okay. Oh, Spirit, they always make me cry. All right, well, let me hang on. All right, so I'm going to pick. My guides are telling me, yeah, we're going to do it like this. Okay? I'm just going to pull this apart a little bit. I want a little bit of each of energy. Actually, my guides are saying do it like this. For each of you, see that completion in the Indian cross? I'm going to read to you from the book. That's the rune, the sacred rune for gateway. And it's perfect given the way the reading came out. Thank you, Spirit. Guides always make me cry. All right, 133. Hang on. And I'm realizing I don't have my reading glasses, so I'm going to be squinting my way through this. Bear with me. So the gateway is about thunder. It's about creation. Okay? It's a place of non-action, of course, because when you're going through the gateway, it's a spiritual travel that's going on. And, I think you're going through it each as individuals, but also as a couple because of your joined energy. So this is Thursaz. It is represented by the gateway and the god Thor. With a gateway for its symbol, this rune indicates that there is work to be done, both inside and outside yourself. Thursaz represents the frontier between heaven and the mundane. Arriving here is a recognition of your readiness to contact the numinous, the divine, to illuminate your experience so that its meaning shines through its form. Thursaz is a rune of non-action, and thus the gateway is not to be approached and passed through without contemplation. You are being confronted with a clear reflection of what is hidden in your own self and what must be exposed and examined before right action can be undertaken. The rune strengthens your ability to wait. Now is not a time to make decisions. Deep transformational forces are at work in this next to the last of the cycle runes, which is why the initiative is showing up for you here, Aries. Okay, you're almost at this place, and that's why we see these cards about transformation, reincarnation. Wow, it's interesting. My guys just said the word liberation and following the energy. Wish fulfillment, 9 of Pentacles. Okay, that's actually the dedicator of lore. So it's about taking this sacred information in and being willing to dedicate your life to it, and therefore following the energy, and all of this is on your spiritual pathway. So I love it. So it's time to visualize yourself standing before a gateway on a hilltop. Your entire life, wow, Spirit, thank you. Your entire life lies out below you and behind you. They just wanted me to use that as reference, right? In this way, stand at the hilltop. That's what this person is doing. Thank you, Spirit. That's why that's there. So before you step through this gateway, pause. Review the past. Thank you, Spirit. Review the learning and all the joys, the victories and the sorrows, everything it took to bring you to this moment. Observe it all, bless it all, release it all. For it is in letting go of the past that you reclaim your power. and can step through the gateway. So, massive message here. I hope you realize it. I always hope I've done a good enough job. Very powerful moment, Aries. So I'm happy to see this. And when I planned my adventure, I didn't look at the calendar. I didn't look at the astrology coming forward. I just leapt into the void because I felt like it was time for me. So I'm very excited that, oh my gosh, I started my journey on the Aries full moon. I mean, what could be better than that? So, make use of the energy. Celebrate the moment. Pat yourself on the back for sure. And go straight into the next adventure of your life. That's what this invitation is in this reading. I believe that's what this is about. Okay, Aries, so thank you. Have patience with my hotel room setup. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Let's see. I think the readings are going to come out next week. I think it's a week from this weekend. I can't think this morning. I've been road weary. So I'll put a little video out about things going forward because I'll be in New Mexico and I'm stepping into my own mystery. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go have some fun. So the links are below for my website. If you would like to make a donation, a love donation to help me with my travel expenses, that would be fantabulous. The link for donation is below. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, Aries. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget to click the link, the like button for me. All right. Have a great week. Hugs and kisses. Thanks.